Emily, on the automatic revalidation, what is this automatic revalidation? People speaking about going to Canada or Mexico and coming back. I moved from F1 to H1B. I don't have the stamping in my passport. I can still go to Mexico, stay there for 1 week and come back, and I still don't need the H1B stamping to come back into the United States?
Yes, in many situations that is possible. It works both if your visa stamp that's in your passport has expired, or if that visa stamp is in a different category than your current immigration status in the US. Basically, when you're coming back into the US, CBP will revalidate your visa and make it valid again for that instant moment when you're entering the US, and pretend that you have a valid visa at that time. So the requirements for automatic revalidation, it's only Canada or Mexico. Your trip has to be less than 30 days, and you cannot apply for a visa. So if you go to Canada or Mexico to actually apply for a visa and are denied or get delayed, you can't then take advantage of automatic revalidation to come back into the US. You also need to have a valid I-94 that is not expired. So the circumstance would be as an F1, you came into the US on F1 and then you change status to H1. Now you have an I-797 approval with an I-94 on it that's still valid for your H1 status, but you don't have an H1 visa. You can still go to Canada or Mexico for less than 30 days, have a vacation, and come back, show your old F1 visa and your new I-797 H1B approval notice with an H1B I-94 and be allowed to enter into the US.
Emily, what is the same scenario? I am on H4 EAD right now. I was on H4 EAD. From October 1st, I got this H1B, but I don't want to continue working for this company. I want to go back to H4. Can I use automatic revalidation even though I have a 797 approval with H1B?
Yeah, so in that situation, even if your H4 stamp that you entered on has expired, if you do have an H4 approval notice, let's say you came in on H4, filed an H4 extension, got that approved, and then filed the change of status to H1B, you can switch back to H4 by using automatic revalidation using your expired H4 visa stamp and your valid I-797 approval notice for H4, even though you later got another approval notice for H1. You can choose which one you want to re-enter in.
Whoa. I was being told I have to apply from H1 to H4, and you know that it's going to take almost like 8 months to 18 months. Instead of that, I can just go to Cancun, have a margarita, and come back and not pay a lawyer like you?
Exactly. You can pay the resort for a nice stay instead of paying.
Well, what if the next week, now I want to start moving to H1B? Can I go back to Cancun and come back in H1B with a margarita, or do I have to file the change of status?
No, if you've already got that H1B approved, assuming you're coming back to work for that same employer that has the H1B approval notice and your I-94 is not expired, you could absolutely go through automatic revalidation again to come back into H1B.
Have you seen any problem? What do we explain at the time when we come from Mexico to United States with the CBP officials?
No, none at all. I mean, you have a valid I-94 that's unexpired, and you previously entered the US with a valid visa. USCIS authorized that change of status or extension of stay. It's a very clear provision that allows you to travel to only Canada or Mexico.
For those people who have already have a passport stamping in United States, for example, H4 other thing though, they can go, they don't need any visa for internationals, I'm speaking about, to go to Mexico and come back. For the people whose passport visa is already expired though, you may be required to get the stamping to go to Mexico to some locations. Some locations maybe you need to check with the travel agency about that. As far as the Canada is concerned, you need to have a stamping to go into Canada. But as far as Mexico, if you already have a US stamping, you don't need anything. You just can go to Mexico. We use that very frequently when people from L1B got their H1B approval. Now they want to move back to L1B, they can do so, and vice versa they can do too. So these are all the things where instead of paying a lawyer getting all these things done, you could do it by going to the outside. We call it as margarita switch. That's the thing. You have a margarita, you can switch. Go and have a margarita again, you can switch again. So it's very easy. We send a lot of people, almost like 3 to 4 people every week, and we don't see any problem in there. Absolutely, we have never seen any problem.